And each step of the journey, I hate that word sometimes, but each step of the journey has been like coming across a clearing, and suddenly things clear up and you see the next thing, and it clears up and you see the next thing. It's like a kind of a dirty window that, you get to wipe, and suddenly you can see what you just couldn't see before. So the first thing I saw was that I had to actually step back in order to get the clarity that I needed to consciously realign, reimagine my second half and how it might have differed from my first half, and say, well, what do I need to do to go from here to here? So I put like a strategy in place. So that was the first thing, but again, that's all in the mind, and that just wasn't enough, because that is necessary but not enough. The second step had to be to say, well, how do I actually change? How do I change myself to make this stick? Because a lot of people, and I've gone through phases where I know what I wanted. I even knew what I needed to do, but I just couldn't do it. And that's because I was trying to turn that freighter around so quickly and really think about it. How many years have we been entrenched, or have I been entrenched in doing the same thing over and over and over again, that it becomes quite a rigid way of working and living and behaving in the world. That I had to start to learn new skills that could turn that freighter around step by step by step. Because without those little 1% changes, those big changes would have been impossible. And I'll talk about those, and I do talk about those in the workshops that I do. But by far the most important thing for me has been, and I know it sounds cheesy, I really do, because I hate it when people said it to me, is learning to love and accept yourself. Again, this wasn't just some snap thing, oh, well, let me learn to love and accept myself now. It was tiny little things that I started to do that actually helped me move from point A to point B, and to start to accept myself for all my regrets, for all my monotonous regularity of mistakes, for all the shame of missing the mark, of having the high standard and missing the mark, and then flagellating myself. I had to learn to accept and to allow that to be, and almost to kind of put my arms around it, to, I'd say, embrace it. Not embrace it in a kind of, oh, I love you kind of way, but embrace it in a kind of, okay, I see it, it's here. Now where can I go from there? And it's in those small things, like the affirmation that I would say to myself, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Man, that was hard in the beginning. But over time, it became something that I could do and believe. Another thing I would do is very, very slowly wash my hands and say, isn't it beautiful? Aren't my hands lovely? Don't I really appreciate that I have hands? Something so small. These are the little steps that it takes on that journey towards self-love. Because it's only from that point that we can change. It's only from the point of accepting our very big vulnerabilities and weaknesses that we will be able to have the momentum to keep moving. Because the force of habit is just so strong. And we need almost, I'd say, that love to give us that push to go forward.